They've got to go out there, they've got to go for this result. A good result last week against Chris Chester's men, and I'm sure they are going to be up for it with this atmosphere.
The voice of Terry O'Connor, Phil Clark.
You're right, Hull KR did get off to a winning start last week. Tonight they have to get off to a flying start to make themselves feel more confident and their opponents feel more anxious. Hull KR are clearly the underdogs here. They're missing several of their better players, and on paper their squad isn't quite as strong. But the one thing that Rugby League does allow is for teams to play on emotion, and they'll have to ride this wave of emotion that's circulating this stadium at the moment, harness that energy and use it here to pull off what will be an upset at the start of the season.
Robert Hicks is the referee tonight. Chris Kendall, who had charge of last night's game between St Helens and Warrington, is the video ref for this contest, and it'll be Hull FC who'll get us underway. And Adam Swift, what a big night for him as well, making his Hull FC debut, the former St Helens man. What a game to make your debut in. The Hull derby about to get underway. Hold on to your hats. First touch for the Robins, and has been suggested in the build-up to this game, they really only have one option, that is to go wide.
Well, they're going to back themselves, aren't they? Tony Smith likes to get his team playing differently, looking to shift the ball again, get outside those big dominating forwards who do like to hit you with some force.
Jez Litton with the first pass there, and Litton, one of the former Hull players in this Rover side, 18 appearances he made. So big night for the likes of him returning to their former club. Lawler is tackled just inside his own half, and here's Rob Mulhern now. Mulhern, steady performer, the Irish international, making his 99th appearance for Hull Kingston Rovers. Then Ellis lofts the kick downfield, and Shaw collects it. Outstanding in the game against the Leeds Rhinos.
Well, he gets that ball. That's not a bad opening set from Hull KR to make the halfway line. There was some real heavy challenges, but the Hull KR players look to shift it, look to play direct, and with Rob Mulhern getting the side on the front foot on that last play, made it just that touch easier for the kicker.
There's Josh Griffin, Danny Houghton back in the sides. His 29th consecutive derby, and he also equals the derby appearance record of 32 set back between 1906 and 1925 by Ned Rogers. Ned Rogers made something like 500 appearances in his career, which was slightly truncated by the First World War. As Sneed hoists that kick, and there's a bit of ball watching by Hull Kingston Rovers, but they'll be relieved to see that one go forward. Bit of indecision at the back for the Robins.
Well, we've seen Hull last week did this successfully, challenging for kicks. They weren't just content to concede possession to their opponents, kick it high and just hope that they're going to make a mistake. They want to put their opponents under pressure at every possible time. They did that then with their first kick.
One, Danny, move back here. Hold on.
Hull FC minus several first-choice players here tonight, but still Lee Radford has put together a formidable combination. Daniel Murray. They're going wide again. Quinlan joins in. Kane Lynette is tackled.
Well, get the ball to the centre. They've got a couple of big strike centres in Sean Kenny Dowell and Kane Lynette.
Harvey Livett onto Mulhern, just over the halfway line. That's the 5th tackle. A little chip kick over the top, and Shaw will come across to gather it for Hull FC. Got to try and made 8 tackle busts in the game against the Leeds Rhinos, did Jamie Shaw. Got the Sky man of the match.
I think whenever a team can get their opponents to start a set with inside that own 20-metre zone, they view that as a relative success in terms of the territorial battle. A decent kick there from Jez Litton. Last week he kicked it and the ball ran too deep. He's improved that at the start of this match.
Here's Josh Jones. What a big signing he is for this Hull side. The former Salford man, dream team member in 2019, Jones. And that's the first penalty of the game, goes to FC.
And that's what they can do. They can't give that little leg up to Hull FC. Yeah, difficult to handle. Can't take him down, but work with the referee. The referee's saying tackle's complete. You get him trapped down in the corner, you work really hard, you work on your discipline, receive the ball in good field position, and all of a sudden now they put themselves under that bit of pressure in this derby game.
First penalty then. Can Hull FC capitalise? Here's Lingy Sao, the former Manly and New Zealand Warrior forward, with that charge. Jake Connor now. Connor, little shimmy and step from Jake Connor. Houghton from the quick play the ball. Sneed, they'll come back. There's a knock on there.
Well, Jake Connor protesting to Robert Hicks, and he's saying, I didn't drop that ball, and Rob Hicks saying, in my opinion, you dropped the ball. Yeah, you might have touched the ball with your foot, but you lost the ball before that. There was a little bobble. Did it come off one of the Hull KR players? I think just as they're getting round here.
The ref's view may be blocked.
It comes off a Hull KR player. That's what makes it look like a bobble, because he taps it.
So potentially Hull FC can feel aggrieved there, because they were in full flow off the back of that penalty. That is a big let-off. Here's Sean Kenny Dow now. Welcome to the Hull derby. Lytton. Is Mulhern once more. And Hull making a bit of progress. Lytton with the run. The Rovers supporters at the end at the Robins are attacking, aggrieved at the tackle on their man. Now they're going to go wide. Quinlan has chimed into the line. Sean Kenny-Dowell, strength from him, gets past the first challenge. And then Ellis lofts the kick. Shaw again, well positioned. And on the follow-up, Greg Minikin makes the tackle.
Great attitude from Hull KR. Again, looking to shift the ball. It's not one-up carries from Tony Smith's men. He's given them a game plan. It looks like they're executing it so far in this game. We've still got 74 minutes to go, and 74 long minutes.
Ratu Nalago with the run. He was really effective against the Leeds Rhinos, as was Carlos Tumavave, who opened the scoring at Emerald Headingley in round one. Lingy Sao now. Houghton. He's back with Sneed, who drills this one low down the pitch.
It's a great kick.
All the way to the Robins try line.
Well, that's one of his strengths, that, isn't it, Mark Sneed, his kicking game.
If you can bisect the winger and fullback, he did really well, didn't he? He waited for about a second where he looked exactly the position of those two players in that receiving position for the ball. Put it excellently, because Hull KR's defence could really done well to contain Hull at that point.
Ben Crooks playing the ball.
Good tackle.
Great tackle. Jordan Lane in low.
Will stop Lawler in his tracks then, didn't he? Again, it's a long kick going for the 40-20.
Ellis with the kick, and Shaw is across to deny him that. Amazing that Jamie Shaw has never really got the international recognition that many think he deserves. One England cap for the fullback.
It was great position then. The game just speeded up in the last 2 or 3 minutes, haven't they? Earlier kicks, Savelio now down the middle. We really are going to test the stamina and the speed. Once you go with the first 5 minutes here now, Houghton runs from the half.
Andre Savelio with the initial run had a big game as well in round one. Here's Jake Connor. Lingy Sao across the field, and then the one-handed offload. Oh, and the ball goes to ground. Josh.
Well, offside here.
It was.
I think the ball comes off Josh Griffin.
It did.
Jones is stood in an offside position in front of him. See, Jones, he passes the ball. He doesn't go behind him. He's the first player to make a play for it.
Stand up with the ball in your hand.
Frustration. That's a couple of opportunities as Hull FC have squandered. Just a little error, little glitch.
And Hull KR need that, don't they? The element, their opponents get off to a very strong start. It's difficult with the inexperience in this Hull KR squad.
Release the ball.
But every little error gives them some more hope.
Murray playing the ball, and then Rob Mulhern, the other prop, with the charge.
Go straight out, Jordan.
30 metres out. Ellis onto Ryan Brierley. Brierley over the top, and quick hands, and Minikin trying to go on the outside. Good tackle from Sneed.
Penalty. Mark Sneed just holding on to the leg, spinning him around. Good hands from Sean Kenny-Dowell to get the ball away. You can see as Minikins trying to get up. He's just holding on to him, pulls him round, and a quick tap here now from KR.
George Lawler and Hull Kingston Rovers in a threatening position for the first time in this game, and they're going to go to that side once again. The ball driven in. Just about 5 metres out is Matty Staunton playing the ball. Litton, Murray. On it comes to Harvey Livett. Livett, leg still driving it over the line. Has he got it down? He's held up. Or has he? Has Harvey Livett managed to get that one down acrobatically? What does Robert Hicks reckon? He reckons it's a try. What does his video ref Chris Kendall think of this?
Wow, what about the leg drive from Harvey Livett, the former Warrington Wolves player? Look at him powering through, carrying lane, carrying Tumavavi. The line's in front of him. He's short just there. Does he manage to get the ball around and down? Oh, he's trying everything, isn't he? Carlos Tumavavi as well. He's clamping all of that ball.
It's a real speculator from Harvey Livett, because he didn't know exactly where he was.
Oh, he can see the line there, Bill. He just can't reach out because of the left knee from Tumavavi. Does he get it down here?
I don't think he does, but there's insufficient evidence to overrule the on-field referee's decision.
I think by the time that ball touches the deck, he's lost control of it.
Do you think there's sufficient evidence to overrule the referee?
I think that's
not conclusive, is it?
I think that's up.
So we're both guessing here.
Well, Chris Kendall has got to make a firm decision. Does he support the view of referee Robert Hicks, or does he deny Harvey Livett the opening try in this Hull derby? It was a terrific effort from the second rower.
Well, it's a big effort in defence and attack. Harvey Livett giving absolutely everything, but Lane and Tumavavi as well. The challenge for them is not letting them get the ball down. But does the ball go down there? The referee's in a decent position, Robert Hicks. He sends it up as a try.
Benefit of the doubt to the attacking team. He's done remarkably well. Give him the try.
It's Chris Kendall's decision. And have the Robins got the opening try in the 235th derby? They have, and look at the joy in the Robins ranks. And Harvey Livett gets the plaudits of his teammates for his determination there. His first of the season, and Hull Kingston Rovers get the first of the night.
Well, some people might be saying you pick your battles when you're playing in Super League and you target the teams that you think you can beat. Well, this Hull KR side have turned up with a game plan. They are executing it, they're running hard, they're shifting it, they're playing on the front foot behind a decent kicking game. And you like the way that they're moving, and Harvey Livett, he just dummies, he pumps that ball, carries lane, gets rid of Tumavavi, and the video referee, Chris Kendall, agrees with the on-field referee, Robert Hicks, that was a try.
Mossy Masoi masks in the crowds, and the 10th minute of the game, and the crowd, the Rovers supporters, mark the moment in honour of the Hull Kingston Rovers forward, who'll hopefully be watching this at Pinderfields Hospital in Wakefield, where he's recovering from that pre-season injury as Ellis tags on the extras. He's got his own feed. He missed the kick, I beg your pardon. 4-0. Ellis wide of the target.
You know, the Hull FC standoff, Jake Connor is a good player. He may well play for England in the World Cup at the end of 2021, but if he is to do that, he's going to have to improve his defence. Harvey Levett's got a decent sidestep, but the way he went past Connor, and there was no way from 10 metres out, Hull had enough players to cover that threat. For Livett to score there, that's a real mistake, but still, Connor's got 70 minutes or less just about to make up for it.
Well, that'll bring confidence to the Rovers camp. Not that they were short of confidence before the game after their start to the season, but they were the underdogs going into this game. They are the underdogs in this contest.
And what they've got to realise as well, that there's going to be a bit of a challenge now over the next 5 minutes from Hull FC. Where they're going to try and play them. They're obviously disappointed that they've conceded a try. But again, that's another decent set of 6 from the back line, getting to halfway and then getting to the kick here with Levette.
And another towering kick and another confident, calm job by the fullback, Jamie Shaw. Hull's home form needs to improve in 2020. It wasn't great last year. They won just 5 and lost 9 of their 14 home matches in 2019. And they ended the campaign with 4 consecutive home defeats. So KCOM Stadium used to be, probably could still be, a intimidating fortress of a place, but not of late.
Well, they're one of the best supported sides, and that's got its advantages and disadvantage when your team are behind and not playing well, which is where I put Hull right now.
Here is Andre Cervello, hoping for a full injury-free season. Cervello, the much-travelled forward. Once St Helens and Warrington went to Brisbane and suffered rotten luck there, got injured in pre-season and never appeared in the NRL.
A couple of kicks from Hull FC going along the ground instead of high in the air to Adam Quinlan. Trying to make it difficult for him, that bouncing ball along the floor.
Well, Quinlan's a threat, isn't he? You know about him.
Well, he has the ability to beat defenders, and if that defensive line's a bit jaded, he'll punish you.
We've got 2 great fullbacks on show, in fact, here today, in Jamie Shaw and Adam Quinlan. Can both bring some real dynamic attacking play to their sides. Here is the try scorer, Harvey Levette. A matter of centimetres in that try, and then a little dart down the side. And it's up to Hull FC now to bring the ball away.
Well, controlling him. Difficulty of Jamie Shaw of trying to win that first play for the likes of Ratu Nalongo. Again, there's some heavy challenges from Hull KR.
Good defence. Kane Lynette leading the way. Tuimavave.
Well, they've just got to make sure they get the spacings right down that end of the field, and they're doing that. They get the penalty, though. A couple of soft penalties.
It's a big relief, that, for Hull, isn't it? They had the ball 6 times. 4 of those, they picked it up within 10 metres of their own try line. Hull KR really did well at controlling where this game had been played for the opening 14 minutes. But this penalty, you know, just stops the game momentarily here now, and means that Hull start to set a possession for the first time here now inside their opponent's half. Yeah, just inside the 40 in Hull Kingston Rovers territory. And here is Cervello. Houghton gets the pass away to Sneyd, and Sneyd, Scott Taylor, last week's captain, so very satisfied to hand over with a 100% record this season. Scott Taylor, with Danny Houghton returning. Sneyd, Josh Jones bustling his way back in. Here is Scott Taylor. His career began with Hull Kingston Rovers. Taylor, the front rower for Hull FC. Houghton, Sneyd, Connor! Jake Connor strikes for Hull FC, and he carved his way through the Robins ranks there to bring parity on the scoreboard. And there was a big invitation for Jake Connor to exploit that space, and he did just that. And Hull FC make the most of that penalty.
Well, he can change the flow of the game, can he, Jake Connor? But when you're defending your line, you can see that they go up, and I think, is it Ryan Briley that goes up and plants his feet? He has his hips and shoulders turning in towards the post, opens that space out wide for Jake Connor, and he is a running threat. Whenever he's so close to the line, you know he's going to take it on.
Jake Connor, a really versatile player, which at times seems to hinder him, because there are so many options with Connor where to play him. Is this the best place for him at standoff?
I think he needs to have his hands on the ball, Jake Connor. He gets his hands on the ball, things definitely happen. And he will spot the likes of Briley in front of him. If he gets it wrong, as I say, with his shoulders and hips, he'll take him on the outside.
Mark Sneyd, points machine, who kicked his 500th 2-pointer for Hull at Leeds last week when he landed 5 from 8. Sneed on target. Hull FC take the lead, 6-4.
You know, small steps can often make a big difference to defenders here now. Watch what Danny Houghton does. He sets off, and then there's a skip, there's a pause, and he gets the defenders just to momentarily pause on the heels. They turn into the wrong position, and Hull execute. They accelerate through the gap, the space that was created, and I think put some relief on the faces of the home supporters who hadn't really enjoyed the first 15 minutes.
Jake Connor backing up the try he got last year against the Robins. 6-4 the scoreline. And action tonight at Castleford as well, and the Tigers are 10-0 up against the Wigan Warriors. Big game that as well. Wigan, round 1 winners against the 12, sometimes 11 men of Warrington. The Castleford Tigers, winners against the Toronto Wolfpack. So the Tigers going for back-to-back wins at the start of the season. Here is Savelio now. Litton gamely hanging on down low. Houghton, Josh Jones now. He is a big signing. Well, by the look of things, they're all big signings for Hull FC.
I think
they haven't gone for small.
It's not just about size, it's about ability. And last year, Josh Jones was one of the most consistent performers in Super League.
What a great kick. Connor has chased the kick. Oh, and then he's put one in himself. And Minikin has swept it up for Rovers.
Where was all the Hull KR players then? Yeah, the kick was good. But don't stand back and just watch Jake Connor pluck it out the air.
All the way, Danny, go to.
Well, that was a let-off for ball-watching Hull Kingston Rovers. Ben Crooks spins.
Well, so dangerous anytime the ball goes up in the air. Perfectly placed, wasn't it? They can't go away from what was working for them in the opening 15 minutes of the game. Yeah, they've conceded on the back of a penalty that they give away. Get back into that grind.
It was a record derby defeat for Hull Kingston Rovers the last time they were here, Good Friday 2019. As that kick comes in, and Adam Swift is underneath it. Former Saints man.
We'll work hard here now, Hull KR. Get off the line, don't let Lexa Jones challenge you. Well taken, under no pressure, really. Could have put a bit more pressure under Adam Swift then.
Ratu Nalago. And then Houghton just bumps off Jez Litton, former teammate. Scott Taylor now. Ellis down low. Mulhern helping with the tackling. Lingy Sao just over the halfway line for Hull FC.
Get to me. Get up. Go.
And that's the last. Sneed with the kick. Again, this hesitation, ball watching, and the ball is eventually back in Hull KR hands with George Lawler, but again they were not convincing.
It's where he's dropping those kicks. The other one was perfect before for Jake Connor to catch, but he drops it near the sideline. If you're a Hull KR player, you're thinking, I'm not going to catch that, I'll be bundled into touch.
Here's Sean Kenny Dowell making his second appearance in Hull Kingston Rovers colours, the former Newcastle Knights man. Stalwart of the Kiwi side as well, won 21 caps on the international stage. Ellis, Quinlan now, Sean Kenny Dowell, lovely hands to Greg Minikin, and Minikin cuts back in field. Seen some nice handiwork from Sean Kenny Dowell as Ellis kicks cross field. That is a good kick, and Ratu Nalago manages to get a hold of it, but Hull Kingston Rovers get a hold of the Fijian winger and bundle him into touch. Great work from the Robins.
And he's got to be the go-to man, isn't he, Ben Crooks? He scored 4 tries in round 1. He's big, he's athletic. In the air, he competes for absolutely everything. He goes up and he comes up with it, but then so does Nalago. He takes it off him, but then all that happens is there's 3 other players around the vicinity as soon as he gets hold of his ball, and he's bundled into touch. They will not give him any space, the right winger for Hull FC.
Applause from Tony Smith at the work from Kane Lynette and his colleagues, and that has given Hull Kingston Rovers a massive opportunity now. Jez Litton, and it's with Sean Kenny Dowell. Little shimmy from the Kiwi centre. But FC equal to the challenge, and something happened there in the tackle that Sean Kenny-Dowell didn't enjoy. Just a little word afterwards. Litton. Here is Ellis now. Ellis across the field, does get the pass away. Nice hands. Quinlan trying to cut back against the grain, but Hull FC make the tackle. 3 gone. Here's Livett looking for a second. He's going to try again. This time they managed to stop his progress. And they're offside, FC.
They'll get a penalty. Will they keep the pressure on? Will they go for 2 points? A lot of talk going on here.
Got to keep the pressure on.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Here is Mulhern now. Runs into Taylor. Lingy Sao. Litton. Ellis. Brierley puts the brakes on, trying to step, but Hull FC saw that one coming. Livett. Mulhern, puff of the cheeks, and the Irish international drives for the line. Jez Litton, how he'd love to poach one here. Litton's pass goes wide. Lawler is uprooted by Houghton. Josh Jones screaming for his teammates to come across. Litton gets the pass away. Ellis, Quinlan for the corner, and Quinlan is in! Great try from the Robins, and Adam Quinlan finds a way through. And the penalty proved costly, but you can take it back to the tackle from the kick when they force Ratu Nalago off the pitch, give them possession, and they've benefited to the tune of a try from Adam Quinlan, his first of the season. Well, it was said before the game that the Rovers' best option was to go to the wings, to go wide, and that's exactly what they've done.
Yeah, they're competing for everything out. They're challenging for the kick in the air, and then this extra effort here on defence. Livett, just make sure that they get possession and get near the ball. There's an offside here. Livett's prepared to back himself. He attempts to go for the line. They're penalised. That was on play 4. They're given 6 more chances to score, and they didn't need all 6. They're hoping they're going to turn this into 6 points. It's a try out wide with brilliant play. Players changing direction, timing the run perfectly, and just about with Quinlan's speed, crashing between 2 players, taking Griffin over the line and dotting it down.
Adam Quinlan, well, we said in Shaw and Quinlan we've got 2 real talents at fullback, and we've just seen that from Adam Quinlan, who only made 10 appearances last year in the side, was really missed because of an ACL injury. And could this be a season when they see the best of Adam Quinlan? Now he's injury-free. Ellis from the sideline and has landed that one. Missed with an earlier easy one, but he's put Hull Kingston Rovers 10-6 up here at the KCOM.
You like it when your key men are willing to go at the line and word a tackle. The likes of Ellis, the likes of Quinlan, who rides that tackle from Griffin out wide. They're not bothered about being whacked all over this pitch, as long as they get away from here with the 2 valuable league points. And you've got to give credit as well to Rob Mulhern from Hull KR, the number 8. He's made 21 tackles and 11 carries in the opening 25 minutes. That's enormous.
Half-time at the Mendehoes Jungle, and Castleford Tigers lead by 12 points to 6 in that contest. Here, Hull Kingston Rovers lead by 10 points to 6 on enemy territory. Always a fantastic atmosphere at the KCOM on a night like this, and this could be a special game right at the start of the season. Perfect conditions. Okay, it's a little bit chilly. Well, it's very chilly, but there's very little wind. That's still to come. The pitch in great nick as Ellis hoists that kick, and Shaw underneath it once more, and the follow-up from Minikin, and Minikin hounding the Hull FC fullback.
Oh, he wanted to get down as quick as he could then, Jamie Shaw. Minikin trying to bundle him over towards the sideline. Again, some decent line speed from Hull KR.
Here is now Largo. They're desperate to get their wingman away, because if he gets away, as we saw against Leeds last week, he can be devastating. So they've got to keep an eye on the former British Army winger. Here's Lingy Sao now. That's the 5th tackle, just inside the Rovers half as Shaw goes deep with the kick. Quinlan comes across. This time there is decision at the back, and Quinlan makes that ball his.
He'd be hoping, Adam Quinlan, the fullback for Hull KR, that some of his teammates can apply a bit more pressure to Mark Sneyd when he's about to kick the ball. He does put you on the back foot. He drops the ball in uncomfortable positions.
27 minutes almost gone, and it has just rattled past. Absolutely breathless so far in this game, as you'd expect from a derby match. The ball is squeezed out in that tackle, and it's picked up by Kane Linnett, the former North Queensland Cowboy, in his 2nd season in Robins colours. Litton with a good run. Never really got the chance when he was a Hull player. Just made 18 appearances, did Jez Litton. Brierley kicks towards Nalago, and a bit of hesitation, and that's gone backwards, says the referee. The Robins supporters that end of the ground weren't so certain.
Wow, some uncertainty at the back there. James Shaw, normally so good. Whoever's at the back there, you've got to make a clear call that it's your ball.
I think, though, you said it before, Terry, you've got to compliment the quality of the kicks, because they're put into a part of the field in which there's an element of indecision between the wingers, the fullback, the catchers of the team. Not always quite sure who it is, but it is a risk if you let this Rugby League football bounce.
Well, Hull FC survived that scare and come barrelling forward with Lingy Sao, one of their big close season signings. And Sneyd just steps outside the 40 to drill another low kick downfield. Quinlan happy to see it bounce up into his hands, and then Greg Minikin, the former Castleford man, takes it up.
Triple substitution here from Hull KR. They sense that they need a boost of energy. As Crooks takes it forward here, the outside backs are doing well, and I would say the middle players have done particularly well here to go set for set, metre for metre with a bigger, more fancied opponents.
Tony Smith, a very canny coach, will know that he's really got to use his imagination here tonight to get the better of the favourites going into this game. Hull FC, that's what they were.
Well, you just keep needing that punch, that drive up the middle.
Dean Hadley provides that.
Oh, gets a penalty.
Well, gets a penalty against his former side that he made 87 appearances for, Dean Hadley.
Dean Hadley's remarkable to be out there, because he dislocated his thumb badly towards the end of January, and the word was he was going to be out for 12 weeks. And
it was just 2 weeks ago, wasn't it, against Featherstone?
Yes, was it that?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago against Featherstone it was.
Well, he's recovered well, miraculously.
Wilmar charging forward here now. They get back into the position.
Another former Castleford man, the big front rower Wilmar with the charge, and they are on a roll here. Here's Carl Trout now. Debut for him. Lytton keeping it simple. Ellis over the top. Kenny Dow onto Minikin. Minikin for the corner, and Minikin almost spins his way over. Just that close, Greg Minikin. Sean Kenny Dow, not the best of passes. Well picked up. They lost a bit of momentum there. But again, they've got Hull FC where they want them. That end of the field, Ellis. Short pass from Ellis. Here's Kyle Trout once more. That's the 5th tackle. Brierley pointing to the other wing. They go for the power play, and the ball is snapped up by Josh Jones. Not blessed with the greatest of pace, Jones. He'll settle for that.
Well, they'll settle for that penalty as well, Warney. The fight, so hungry to try and get up and play that ball quick. He did a decent job of positioning himself on the inside of the Hull KR player. He gets the ball. He knew exactly what Lytton was going to do. He was going to bounce out. He was going to come across. He was going to try and tip the ball onto a couple of rampaging Hull KR forwards heading towards the sticks. And from all that pressure now, all of a sudden, on halfway, looking at a couple of legends in Lee Crooks and Peter Sterling, two former teammates at Hull FC.
Nick Barmby, former Hull City and England forwards, midfielder. in the crowd as well, big FC fan, and Hull FC are rolling forward, and it's Shaw now. Shaw runs into a trio of Hull Kingston Rovers defenders. They haven't been up this end of the field for a while. Now then, they are now. Cervello bounces off the first challenge. Edging their way closer. Houghton across the field. Here is Connor, their try-scorer so far tonight. Sneed delays the pass that gets it away to Griffin. Griffin runs into Sean Kenny-Dowell, gets away from the challenge. Still going, Griffin, almost managing to wrestle his way to the try line. So Swift's pass. Sneed with a kick. Houghton is chasing. The ball is still loose, and Houghton will get there. Danny Houghton marks his 29th consecutive derby appearance with a try for Hull FC under the posts. On his 350th appearance for Hull FC, Houghton, the captain, follows up the kick.
Well, always leads by example, doesn't he, Danny Houghton? Everyone knows how good he is defensively, but offensively as well. He's so clever, so intelligent, so much energy. They're up at one end. They try and tip the ball on Jez Litton. He passes it to Josh Jones. He gets a penalty from the extra effort from Hadley. They march down the field. And then a brilliant kick from Mark Sneed. A little fumble at the back from Hull KR. They couldn't take it. But they couldn't take it because the pressure from Danny Houghton. Look at him. He's pushing them. He's hurrying them into making a play for that ball. They make a play, they fumble it behind the try line, and the man's there to pounce.
Sneed with the conversion will be a formality, and the lead changing hands for the third time already tonight. Sneed then puts Hull FC Lee Radford's side back in front, 12-10. And just a few words, choice words said, which you might have picked up on our microphones.
You know, a lot of players focused very much about the speed and the strength. What I think Danny Houghton's focused on and been very successful on is having the most stamina of many players. He's been consistently moving here now for over half an hour. But when we came to the last play, he was the only one with enough energy. Might not be the quickest player on the field, but with enough energy and urgency to get to that kick. He could predict where Mark Sneed has got brilliant attacking vision, would put the ball, and he was fit enough to get there.
So yes, apologies if you heard something that you found offensive, but that's what can happen on a night like this when passions are running so high, and passion is the word for the Hull derby, because this is a game that just dominates this city, the east against the west. Families, as Sean Kenny-Dowell was saying in his interview before the game, discovering that there are families that are divided by this game.
Won't speak to each other in the build-up to this big game. Sit the opposite ends of the stadium.
Could be a long weekend in some households, couldn't it? Stony silence. Just inside the Robins half. FC 12-10 ahead, giving the ball a bit of width, finds Naulago. Naulago, this big, strong wingman. Such a discovery he was last season, Ratu Naulago. Got 2 tries in the round 1 game against the Leeds Rhinos. Created another. Back across the field. Here's Josh Bowden now. Bowden, 15 metres out, coming down the short side. Connor gets the pass away to Tuimavave, and he's held up just short.
Well, desperate defence from Hull KR.
All sorts of tangles in there, and the FC supporter. Oh, and then Connor puts the ball down and gives it to the Robins. A let-off, that is.
They were under some pressure then. Hull KR. Hadley comes up with the ball, looking to shift the ball. You can see that Connor just takes his eye off catching the ball, has a little look up, see what's in front of him.
35 minutes gone. He's whistled past this first half house. Tony Smith heading down for the sidelines. He's got to be satisfied. Be a lot happier if they'd managed to hold on to their lead, but they've gone toe-to-toe with this big Hull FC side. And they are certainly giving their all. They're just over the halfway line. Hull Kingston Rovers. Litton's pass finds Harvey Livett, who manages to avoid that first challenge. There's a big gasp from the Robin supporters as their man nearly got on the end of a high shot. Then Ellis with a kick that Shaw will claim. And Shaw has lost the ball. The referee says play on.
Kane Lynette then, as soon as that ball was kicked in the air, he was pressuring Jamie Shaw. He could see the big man coming, couldn't he?
Half-time approaching, and a great opportunity this. Trout. First appearance of this season for him, I should have said. Dean Hadley, it's on to Ellis. Ellis, Sean Kenny-Dowell, strength from him, but the offload not a good one. That's offside, surely.
Yeah, it looks it, doesn't it? The knock-on then, and it stood in an offside position.
Touch judges on. Referee Robert Hicks is just going to consult. Yes.
Well, Hull FC have been half of the team that they were that we saw that played against Leeds last week, and in my opinion, Hull KR have been twice as good as they were last week, even though they won comfortably and are behind here today. The ball control has been better, the defence has been far stronger. There's far too many tackles last week, and Lee Radford knows his team dramatically need to improve in the second half here to feel a little more confident.
I think they put a lot into that round one win at Headingley. Hull FC. It was on a heavy pitch as well. It was 5 days ago. Hull KR have got a 7-day turnaround. Come into this game off the back of beating Chris Chester's men, full of confidence. They made 10 breaks in that game, and you can see by the way that they're playing, the way that they're attacking, they are well up for this game.
Josh Griffin, the man who made the most meters for Hull FC against Leeds last week. Josh Bowden, who got a rare try in that victory as well. Got his first Hull try since 2017, in fact, against the Rhinos. And here's Cervello. Cervello on the charge. Lovely step from Andre Cervello. Great work from the man playing it loose forward today, Cervello. He's picked up a bang, though, in the meantime. He's limping away in back play, but they go to the other flank with Griffin. And Griffin almost escapes the clutches of Sean Kenny-Dowell. He just manages to cling onto a boot. Now then, it's Hull FC with half-time approaching, looking to extend their advantage. Josh Bowden now. That's the 5th tackle. Sneed, will he try another one? Another little kick? No, they're going to run it. It's Connor trying to step again. Connor holds off the first challenge. He does get the pass away. Shaw, though, is tackled. And the referee says it's still the last. The ball's still alive. Tuimavave across the field. Tuimavave runs in to a good tackle, and it's Matty Staunton who manages to cling on to him and eventually stop FC.
Well, frantic attack. First Jake Connor, then he offloads the ball. Cervello, wow, how good was he last week? I thought he was man of the match. He was immense last week. Brilliant, big, strong, powerful, good footwork.
Let's give Jez Little some credit too for that. Most people, I think, when Cervello broke through with 20 metres to go, thought that was 20 metres to go, I should say. Thought there were more points coming for Hull FC, but the hooker, little hooker, certainly did remarkably well there to stop that try.
There is Litton, signed on a 3-year deal from this club, Hull FC. Ellis, quick hands again. Sean Kenny-Dowell, this time he kicks ahead, but Shaw is replaced, but Shaw is in place, but it can't get there. Crooks gets the pass away. Ellis, Briley will go in. Now then, is that going to be awarded, or is Robert Hicks going to bring it back for a video referral? He reckons it's a try. There was some sort of tangle in the build-up to this. Was there a knock-on?
Was there a little fumble when Jamie Shaw goes in to catch this ball? Does it come off a Hull KR player and knock it forward? What great hands they've been showing over on the right-hand side there, getting the ball to Kenny-Dowell. He kicks it.
Is he offside anyway? I think he's probably offside, isn't it? Although the camera angle, you'd have to say
that's Jamie Ellis, isn't it?
So the rules are you have to have both feet behind the ball. I don't think they were, but it doesn't look like they're going back to look at that issue.
That's a knock-on, isn't it?
Well, he's offside anyway, wasn't he, for the kick?
This is where I thought it was a knock-on initially. A horrific bounce for Jamie Shaw. Does Jamie Ellis touch the ball first? Well, it comes off. Did it come off Ben Crooks' knee and go forward? Have a little look at him. He makes a bit of a swipe.
Can't tell, can you?
Yeah. Well, Crooks and Ellis going for it.
So there's insufficient evidence to overturn the referee's decision.
What about the offside?
They seem to ignore that.
Well, they haven't looked at the grounding.
Yeah.
And Chris Kendall has had a brief look at that little tangle between Ellis and Crooks. And that tangle is going to prove costly, I think. No try. To the jubilation of the FC supporters.
Well, it just goes to show again how dangerous it was. It wasn't always going to be about Hull FC in this derby game. Anything can happen.
Offside, mate. You're offside. Yeah, it's off you into Crooks.
Penalty then goes to Hull FC. We'll see out the action in this first 40 minutes. But again, evidence of the really bold approach that Hull Kingston Rovers have taken, and it has paid off, and very nearly paid off to the extent that they would go in leading at half-time.
Yeah, you have to be a good team to be able to score tries like that. OK, I've got some ability. We've just got to defend this set unless they go for the drop goal.
We've had the 40 minutes of the first half. Still Sneed going for 1 point, but skids it along the ground. And Hull FC will have to settle for a 2-point lead against Hull Kingston Rovers at the half-time interval. Jake Connor among the try scorers. Harvey Livett opening the scoring for the visitors. Connor's try with Sneed's goal putting FC ahead. Quinlan with a magnificent effort, putting the Robins back in front courtesy of Ellis's goal, and then that Danny Houghton try created by Sneed, goal by Sneed, has given Hull FC the slenderest of leads at half-time at the KCOM. All set for a cracking second half.
Here at the KCOM Stadium in Hull at the Mendahoes Jungle, the home side of Castleford Tigers have a 12-6 half-time lead over the Wigan Warriors. Daryl Alford and Chase Blair with the tries for the home side. Liam Byrne with one in reply, and just before they went into the break, Danny Richardson kicked a penalty. 12-6 for Daryl Powell's side. We're at the halfway mark at the Hull derby. The home side have a 2-point lead. Jake Connor and Danny Houghton in his 350th career appearance with the tries. Harvey Livett and Adam Quinlan for Tony Smith's side in reply. They've been very good in that first half, Hull Kingston Rovers. They have gone in as underdogs. They are putting up quite the fight. Let's have a look at the stats after the first 40 minutes. 50% possession split evenly, of course, between both of the sides. 79% completion rate for Hull Kingston Rovers. That will please Tony Smith in a game in which they have decided to throw the ball around. Just 8 missed tackles for Hull Kingston Rovers and 6 for Hull FC. More meters made just by the visitors. Let's take you into the dressing rooms here at the KCOM Stadium, where 20,000 plus have been royally entertained. Andy Last delivering a message to a few of the players. Lee Radford will be in there. Chris Chester. I wonder what Lee Radford's summation of that first 40 minutes may be.
Yeah, I think he'll be disappointed with the start. I think they came up with a couple of really basic errors, and you know what I found with the Hull FC team, they were making plenty of meters through the middle, but then looking to shift. You know, I just felt that they'd got the momentum, they got the ruck speed through the middle. I maybe thought they'd keep the foot on the gas around the middle there, but they chose to go a little bit wider and just made it slow and made it easy for the Hull KR defence to map off and make the tackle. So I think he'll be disappointed, but they're still in front at half time.
There's a very obvious pattern to how Hull Kingston Rovers are playing under Tony Smith's instructions tonight. We'll touch on that shortly. First and foremost, this is a very good first 40 minutes by this side that have gone in under strength.
Yeah, I think they've played excellent and really good value. I think for the first 40 minutes they're the better side. They've played the most expansive football. They've made fewer errors. I think the early shift is hurting Hull FC. It's making the middles get round corners and make, you know, having to go back a long way. Yeah, I'm expecting more of the same in the second half from Hull KR.
Okay, let's go to John Wells now for a recap of that first 40. John, impressive first 40 from Hull Kingston Rovers in particular.
Yeah, it was, and more on them in just a second. But I think, first of all, it's probably worth saying 2 tries apiece, and they traded tries, didn't they? Let's take a look at the recap of the first half action then in the form of those tries. Started with Harvey Levett on 9 minutes. I think a big part of the decision-making here from the video referee was the on-field decision. Not an awful lot to go on for the video referee, so he was happy to go with the live call of try 4-0. Then Jake Connor strolled through to the right of the upright, 6 points to 4. Adam Quinlan with a really nice, well-worked move to put them back in front, but that lead was erased as the kick through from Mark Sneed was gathered by Danny Houghton on 32 minutes. I think what Hull KR have done well, apart from their enterprising brand of rugby that they've brought to 2020 so far, is limiting the exposure of their defensive line at this end of the field. Unfortunately, and the reason why they're behind at half-time is because when that does happen, they do look vulnerable. Have a look at Josh Jones here. This is what his pet play, his trademark play, skirting back across the ruck. Now have a look at the amount of Hull Kingston Rovers defenders that were committed to that short side. But this is the setup that is really, really worrying Hull Kingston Rovers. At the right end of the field, with the right lines running, I'm thinking particular here of Andre Savelio. Have a look at what that does to Ryan Briley in defence, and Jake Connor's able to go through untouched. Another couple of clips from later on in that game. Again, this is where they look vulnerable. This is where they look really vulnerable, and this is where Hull FC will try and play more. They're breaking that line far too easily, and it is just shaping up with the correct numbers and good decoy runners. Again, Andre Savelio in the thick of things here. This time takes that lead line run, and that'll be a concern for Tony Smith. That'll be something they'll have to address in the dressing rooms at half-time, because apart from that, all the enterprising stuff that Hull Kingston Rovers are throwing at Hull FC, particularly with their size, we've said this before this season, your greatest strength can sometimes be your biggest weakness. Chris Chester alluded to that there. They're moving that FC pack around.
Absolutely they are, and we're going to touch on something Tony Smith said on the eve of his round 1 game against your Wakefield side. He said, we don't want to get into an arm wrestle, we don't want to play to a formula that's being played by other clubs at the moment. If we do, we'll have a tough time. We have to be different. They are being different, and it's quite effective. We can have a look at a few examples of Hull Kingston Rovers shifting the ball and stretching this Hull FC defence.
Yeah, I mean, if you just look at the stats there, you've got Kenny Dowell, 13 carries, Greg Minikin, 8 carries. They're moving the ball early in the tackle count. They're making the big middles move and get around corners and have to go back a fair distance. And like I said, it's a plan it's really working for Hull KR at the moment. I think they've just got to make sure that the limit this second half, don't get too carried away. Don't try and throw it, be too expansive and come up with the errors. But yeah, you just see there with the Harvey Levett, with the try there, that Harvey Levett, they've gone sideline to sideline and come up with a really good play to score a try.
Okay, you predicted pre-game a Hull Kingston Rovers win, just 2 points in at half-time. You're going to stick with that, or you're going to twist?
No, I'm going to stick with it. I think certainly the first 40 minutes they've been the better side. I think John alluded to it there. You've got to keep Hull FC away from the try line. On the flip side with Hull FC, I just think, like I said earlier, I think once they've got it quick, they've got to try and keep it quick and not hit the edges too much like they did in that first half. But I think Hull KR have still got a good big 40 minutes in them, and I'll stick to my guns.
Well, Rovers do look good when they shift the ball. They do look vulnerable when they're near their own try line. What will give? 2-point lead for Hull FC at half-time. We're in the 236th Hull derby. Bill and the boys standing by the other side of this. 12-10 at half-time to the home side. What has Tony Smith's side got in response? We will find out after this.
Coming up on Sky Sports, tomorrow night's fight nights, Kell Brook, Ogden Luca, 7 o'clock Sky Sports Arena for that one. Coming up, the second half of this, the 235th Hull FC derby. Hull FC leading 12-10. Massive crowd here tonight at the KCOM Stadium, enjoying a fascinating full-on contest. Peter Sterling is here, which is which is massive. It's just a shame that another legend of rugby league in this part of the world, isn't here, Phil?
Yeah, that's true, but an injury update for all the Hull and Hull KR supporters on Johnny Whiteley, a legend at both clubs. I want to let everybody know that he's doing very well. It's just a leg injury at the moment. He's on the full road to recovery, and he'll soon be back at the games for both of these clubs, I'm sure. Well, I know, in fact, he's tuning in. He's just enjoyed a half-time drink, and he, like me, can't wait for this second half.
Well, all the best to Johnny, and hope he has a speedy recovery as Hull Kingston Rovers take the field. And we're looking for a big second half from Andre Cervello for Hull FC, who has made an impact this season, and there is a reason, Terry,
yeah,
for that.
I spoke to him earlier in the week after the Leeds game. He said, yeah, I had to fire it up. I had a price tag of £85,000 on the Super League Dream Team. I've been hammered by my mates. I'm in the bargain bucket. I've been reduced by £50,000 from when I was a 20-year-old lad. He said, so I've got to pull my finger out. I've got to do something, and I've got to get my money back up.
Good value. 85 grand, great value.
Great value for somebody.
Well, let's see what he can bring in the second half, just about to get underway. And it'll be the Robins who really stood their ground when a lot of people anticipated they'd be rolled over by this big, strong Hull FC side, who'll get us underway. And here's one of the threats in Hull FC colours. Tavita Satai with the first charge of the game.
What I did notice in the Hull KR dressing room, I'm not saying there was any panic at all from Lee Radford, but they were nice and composed, listening to what Tony Smith was saying. And I do believe that they think that they can win this game, Hull KR. 2 points behind, 40 minutes to go in a pulsating competition. Oh, mistake here.
Josh Jones made a great dent in the Hull Kingston Rovers defence and then squandered possession.
Well, you always know that Josh Jones, if he gets half a chance, if he gets his arm free, he's looking for the offload. He was looking for the offload. One of his teammates to push up on his right shoulder, you could see trying to get it away. Unfortunately, he loses possession and gifts it to Hull KR.
Hold me, hold, got to be close to there. Go free.
The Robins then in possession after another Hull FC mistake. There have been too many, surely, for Lee Radford's liking. And here is Quinlan, first half try scorer. Sean Kenny-Dowell, they're very keen to get their big money signing involved, and they've done so successfully. Ellis kicks crossfield, it's a good kick, and it's Ratu Nalaga who bats it down, but it's the Robins who come up with it, and the referee says it went on, and that'll be the turnover. Let's go downstairs, start of the second half, get some news from Jenna Brooks.
Thanks, Bill. I spoke to Lee Radford and he said it's positive because they are 2 points in front. He said that what they do need to change is field position. They just need to get up the other end of the pitch because that is where the points will be scored. Tony Smith, fairly confident that they can finish this off. He said that they're very well in the battle. They're doing a lot right. If they can just play a little bit quicker. He said that they're a little bit polite. Tony Smith said that he thinks that they might be a bit wary after watching Hull FC play against Leeds and dominate them last week. But as I said, Tony Smith is confident that Hull KR can get the job done.
Well, they're very much in the hunt here. 12-10 they trail. But it's Josh Griffin with a good break. Griffin heading for the post all on his own across the field, and eventually he's brought down. He was looking to link up with somebody, anybody.
Oh, good footwork, wasn't it, from Griffin over on the left-hand side.
Twice doing that in a game. In the first half when Cervello made a break, then what we've just seen. They've done particularly well, Rovers, last week at preventing Wakefield from scoring tries in situations like that. And tonight here against the black and white team in Hull.
Well, the penalty awarded as Griffin tried to play the ball quickly. Hull Kingston Rovers impeded him, so Josh Bowden plays the ball. Here is Sneed. Connor stepping back in field, but runs into a clutch of Rovers defenders. Tavita Satai barking out instructions. The ball goes to Danny Houghton. Houghton ships it on to Sneed. Sneed, long ball to the left. Little step from Swift, but Swift is heading for the sidelines. And again, it's good defence from the Robins.
Well, anytime Minikin can get hold of his opponent, Adam Swift. He's trying to hold him up. He's trying to buy some time. We've talked about how big Sean Kenny-Dowell is. Look at that. The footwork, the combination, both of them working. Jamie Ellis lending his weight. Griffin, footwork, through the line, looking for support. No panic from him. Heads towards the sideline. Or from the sideline to the middle of the pitch.
A lot of red and white shirts got back there. And I always think that when a team carry an opponent over the sideline, okay, I've done it twice in this game, it almost feels like it's worth a point on the scoreboard because of the energy that gives to the defending team. Their supporters lift, they feel better about themselves, and they really press on as a result.
Very different story to this game from the last time these two sides met on this ground when Hull FC ran away with it. 56-12 winners they were Good Friday last year with Jack Logan getting a hat-trick and Mark Sneed kicking 10 from 11. A derby record which overtook Gary Schofield's 8 goals in 1984. There is no hint of a repeat of that sort of massacre here tonight. Rovers had the better of things last season, in fact. Of the 3 they won 2. Referee calls held just on the halfway line. That's the 5th tackle. So the ball is hoisted high by Livette, in fact, who's put the kick in. Jamie Shaw gets it, and then he's collared by Crooks.
Well, pressuring Jamie Shaw, whether it be Crooks or Lynette. Nalago looking for some space. Hull KR doing a decent job. See, good timing from Crooks to just deal with Shaw as soon as he caught the ball.
Here's Adam Swift. Robin's doing a good job to keep Ratu Nalago at bay because they don't want to let him get running. Here is Shaw. Quick pick up and go from him. Tavita Satai now, former New Zealand Warrior who joined the club at towards the end of last season. That's not a knock-on, says the referee. Hull FC retained possession.
Oh, lucky to get away with that. I thought that ball was knocked forward from Connor.
Jordan Johnston is on his pass, and Quinlan confident to let that one trundle over the dead ball line.
Well, that's his worst kick of the game, isn't it?
The idea was brilliant there. I think the ball does go backwards initially, Terry. It goes backwards before eventually then rolling forward, so I didn't think so. And I thought the kick from Steve, the idea was perfect. It was the sort of thing that Peter Sterling would have done when he was in his pomp for both Parramatta and Hull. But the ball went out of play and all the pressure relieved.
Tavita Satai is the man down.
I'm not so sure about that blind offload. That was the one that led to Jake Connor picking the ball up.
As he hyperextended the shoulder there as he's landed to keep the ball alive. Is it the left arm or the right? Oh, probably the right shoulder, isn't it? Put into a very awkward position as he rotates it forward.
He's back on his feet. Play will continue. Hull Kingston Rovers in possession. Hull FC have the lead, but only by 2 points. Over the 40-metre line. And we haven't seen the flags waving. We haven't heard Old Faithful until now.
There we go, there it is, Bill. They know they're in a game, don't they, the Hull FC fans? A tight derby.
Tell you what, they've done a great job, the match day staff here at Hull FC, because they have put thousands of flags out this afternoon. It took them 3 hours to put them all around the seats. A team of 15 of them. But they haven't had a chance to wave them really yet, of the FC supporters. Not getting too carried away here because it's very tight as Ellis hoists that ball. Minikin challenges for it and has it. That's the turnover. It's on the last.
Would you say again, though, about 8 to 10 metres short of where it needed to be? The kick to the left-hand side was 10 metres out. I think those kicks need to be closer to the try line. I know it's easiest to say from a commentary box, but that's the accuracy that Hull KR need if they want to forge a lead here now.
It's always harder when it's dropping on your head. It's easier for Swift coming forward onto it. You can get that extra hang time by running onto the ball that's going to come down in the air.
Josh Jones is the man tackled. Houghton. Tumafave bumps off the first challenge. But there's Jez Litton. To be fair, Jez Litton was the man left on the ground and he was willing to get back onto his feet and have another go. Kick into the Quinlan's territory. Quinlan gets it at the second attempt.
That's trying to change the game though, Jake Connor. He's kicked on the third tackle. You've obviously got 6 in a game of rugby league. He's trying to alter the momentum of the match rather than wait. But Hull KR again, pass it wide. The speed and urgency now in Hull's defence. They really want to turn the tourniquet.
Well, enthusiasm in the tackle from Hull FC, trying to restrict Hull Kingston Rovers' progression. 16-6, the Castleford Tigers lead the Wigan Warriors. Danny Richardson has added 2 penalties in the second half to extend the Tigers' advantage.
Last. Move now, back up. Go.
Castleford looking for back-to-back victories. Ellis kicks towards Swift.
Just seems like they're feeling each other out in this second half, doesn't it? Nearly 9 minutes gone. Both sides getting to the kick, turning each other around and really challenging to come up with some tough yardage coming out of trouble.
Kane Lynette with a tackle on Ratu Nalago. Here's Twima Varve. Hull FC probing. Lingy Sao is back out there.
He's got good footwork. He really stands people up. A little shimmy at the line.
Bowden braces himself for the challenge. That's the 5th tackle. Then the kick from Sneed. That's a good one. That's a tricky one, and that's well taken. What a take from Quinlan under pressure.
He's looking at where Mark Sneed is on the last plays, and he's thinking, right, come on, lads, help me out. He could see Jamie Shaw tracking up the middle, so he knew that as soon as this ball went up, he's in a bit of trouble. Concentrated on the ball and come up with it.
Who'd want to be a fullback in that?
Never,
The kick
never.
is up there.
What a great derby atmosphere. What a wonderful performance here from both of these sides for 50 minutes.
Long, booming pass finds Minikin. Ellis it was who flung that one. They've got numbers down the short side here, and it is Ellis running. Ellis running. Ball back on the inside. It's back in the hands of Sean Kenny-Dowell. Sean Kenny-Dowell finds Quinlan. Quinlan, nice offload to Minchella. Minchella keeps it alive. They're flinging this ball on for all they're worth. Goes to the other side of the field. What a try this will be if they can do it. They are in. They are in. What a try that is from Ben Crooks. What a try that is from Hull Kingston Rovers. What a score from the Robins. Jubilation from their supporters. Beaming coach. They said they were going to take the ball wide. They went everywhere then, and it ended up from right to left and Crooks in the corner.
You talk about taking your chances in big games. Jamie Ellis spots something on the short side. He goes there to keep the ball alive. It's certainly been working for them. Offload, go into contact, find a teammate, look to shift it. Hull FC players coming in. They can't close it down. And doesn't Harvey Levette do a decent job and supply a decent pass to Ben Crooks, who goes in?
Is that try of the season in week 2? 10 passes here from Hull KR to keep the ball alive. It's brilliant support play. And the attacking mindset of the team here to keep themselves back into a position to make themselves a threat. The Hull worked hard in defence, but couldn't stop the ball and couldn't stop what is a brilliant rugby league try. That will get everybody up on off their feet. I think even the Hull supporters would have to admit, that is fantastic.
Willie poaching out of his seat, saluting his team for that. That is the joy of this game. That is the beauty of this game.
Tremendous, absolutely tremendous. Wow, those Hull KR fans, they believe. Ben Crooks, 5 tries in 2 games. Wow.
I think Phil's right. It'll take some topping, that try will.
Especially with the situation and the scoreline, the importance here. He's got a long time here. The whole players just encroaching into the field. They need to stand behind the try line, otherwise they get another kick, another attempt should he miss this one.
Ellis, can he improve on that Ben Crooks try from out wide? It's on his favoured side. Ellis launches it and is on target. What a response from the Robins.
Well, it basically doesn't get a lot better than that. That's Rugby League. That's the Super League at its best here now. They've got just less than half an hour to not just hang on, but to extend that lead, because 4 points isn't enough. Mark Sneed's got back to the halfway line as quickly as possible, and then they've really now got to take it to the Rovers. Will Maher charges forward.
Maher on the run for the Hull Kingston Rovers side. Meanwhile, news from the Hull camp that Tavita Satai, we saw him go down in a few moments ago. He's off for a head injury assessment. So that's a setback for Hull FC, who are not having the things their own way tonight. 16-12 then, Hull Kingston Rovers lead. Wonder try.
There's been a lot of skill from Hull KR, but it's been on the back of some real hard work from them.
Well, they really are brimming with confidence now. On the last, and Harvey Livette, who was, well, they've all performed well. Oh, and that ball's been knocked on, and the referee, what's he going to give here? Because it was picked up by an FC player. Was he in an offside position? He was.
Do you remember back last season we watched Hull KR play London, and the feature of London in that game was the fact that they challenged for so many of the kicks. It looks as though Hull KR have learnt from that lesson. The referee's awarded here a penalty for obstruction on Kane Lynette, the man you see go down there before the ball comes to play. Obstruction from Tuivasa. Possibly 2 more points here now for Hull KR.
Will Ellis try for 2?
Yes, mate.
I think the kicking tee has come on.
Yeah, you'd take the 2 points, wouldn't you?
The first defence is by him. He's got to run straight and he stands still. Look, mate, you've got to stand still when you get
Jamie Ellis, prolific point scorer, as Jamie Shaw and Carlos Tuivasa just asked for clarification from the referee. He's got over 1,000 career points in his 10-year career as Jamie Ellis. Some of them for Hull FC. Didn't get a great look in the black and white camp. 10 appearances. He's back for a second spell at Hull Kingston Rovers. He can, when he's on his game, he can be an elusive runner and he can kick goals. Can he add this one to extend Hull Kingston Rovers' advantage? Oh, off the post, and the ball's in the arms of Shaw.
Well, the greatest rugby league games have controversy and drama, and this is building nicely here to give us all of those ingredients. There is Hull now charge forward, keeping the ball alive, but that 4-point gap.
Oh, what an atmosphere!
It's brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely brilliant.
I hope Johnny Whiteley's keeping calm.
He can't lose, can he? It's a great game of rugby, and that's what he loves. Shaw lucky here as it drops into his arms.
Ooh, the ball reaches Griffin, and Griffin again has found the gap. He's again looking for support. He has got support. It's Sneed, and Sneed gets the try. Oh, it hits the post at one end for the Robins, and down the other. Hull FC go in for the try to level the scores, and it's Sneed in support after Josh Griffin again managed to find space and break through the Robins defence. And those flags are flying now for FC.
It's a cruel game, isn't it? A number of Hull KR players just standing back thinking that Jamie Ellis is going to slot this through. It comes down into the hands of Jamie Shaw. And excellent work on Hull FC's left-hand side. And it's that man that you said, Griffin goes straight through. Kenny Dowell goes in, tries to close the play down. There's a big hole that opens up for Josh Griffin, and he takes it. Nice pass from Sneed. You can see Minikin just backing up, hoping that some of his teammates will be able to get there. And a nice pass on the inside to the supporting Mark Sneed. Wow, what a game we've got here.
First try of the season for Mark Sneed. And the lead about to change hand, I think, Ian, for the 5th time so far tonight. Just catching a breath here at the ground, I think, just catching its breath, because it's just blistering pace this game has played at. The drama just every moment.
Nothing in it, Bill. Absolutely nothing in this game.
Sneed then to put Hull FC back in front. (18-16). How is this game going to pan out? It's just impossible to know. So many twists and turns.
Well, Hull KR are giving themselves a chance. They're completing higher than Hull FC. But so far, just a 2-point margin for Hull FC. And a big, strong carry here.
What might have been, you know, the post denies Ellis.
A 6-point lead for Hull KR, it would have been. Now they find themselves 2 points behind.
Wigan closing the gap, 16-12. Big, tight game there. Joe Burgess with the try to narrow the deficit for the Warriors. 18-16 here. Still a quarter of the game, just over to go. Old Faithful rings out. Well, Peter Sterling in the crowd here tonight, the former FC legend, and he's made the trip, has been hoping to make the trip for ages. He gets the chance to make the trip just for this, and what a night to be here. That kick is a difficult one for Minikin, and Minikin is equal to the challenge. Robins in possession, Sean Kenny-Dow, and that's a penalty. Was that high on the new recruits?
It was. I think it's so. Makes contact with Sean Kenny-Dow just underneath the chin. There's already a bit of blood. Perhaps previous contact, but some relief here now. They're going to start on the halfway line.
Time off.
Have they got the energy to continue to play for the last 20 as they have for this last hour?
Brief.
The ball boys can't keep up.
That's probably the longest stoppage we've had in this contest. Eventually they resume, and on the halfway line with Will Marr. That's a stray pass. There haven't been many of those.
No, you've got to get that right. You've got to get that right. Look at that Hull FC wall now.
But Elliot Minchella probably not really a hooker, is he? He's played most of his career in many different positions. Last week, his first game in Super League since 2013, a long time ago. He's stepping up to a higher level and in a different position.
Daniel Murray plays the ball. Here's Kyle Trout now. Livette, short pass forward, say the FC supporters, as Hadley took the pass. Made 87 appearances for the Black and Whites, Dean Hadley. Here's Kyle Trout now. Joined the Robins towards the end of last season. Trout. Livette. Nice kick into the corner. Now Largo will claim it, and claim it emphatically.
Little Ken Lynette, the big tall centre, trying to tap the ball back into Hadley, and Livette, the man who kicks it. And it's going to be a rip-roaring 20 minutes here. The Hull FC fans just trying to cheer them on. The Largo does a decent job to come down with that ball.
Liggy Sow, full-time at the Mendehoes Jungle, and the Castleford Tigers have got back-to-back wins at the start of the season. Sneed drills a kick downfield, 16-12, the final score. Quinlan comes... Beg your pardon.
It's Ryan Briley, isn't it?
Briley it is, all the way back there.
A defensive kick that from Hull FC, kicking on the third play. Big, strong chase from them. And they're going to find it difficult there now, Hull KR, to get the ball away from their try line.
Sean Kenny-Dow. Tavita Sate will be able to come back. He's passed that head test. So that's good news for the Black and Whites. Tavita Sate will be able to go out there. Livette. Murray rides the first challenge from Ligisau.
It's pretty good tackling for 5. What they like here, the pressure on the kick of Livette. Gets caught in possession. Trout back onto Ellis, and he just about gets the kick over the halfway line.
Into the arms of Adam Swift.
Well, it's not the kick that they wanted, straight into the arms of Adam Swift. He got away with that then. They've got to make sure that the ball finds the likes of Jamie Ellis or Ryan Briley to get the kick away that they're after, the position on the field that they want.
Here is Scott Taylor back out there. His former club really are standing tall in this contest. Rising to the challenge. Oh, Griffin has burst through. Griffin has been threatening that all night, and Josh Griffin just salutes the Hull Kingston Rovers supporters. The Hull FC supporters salute him, and Josh Griffin made that look so easy, but he has been threatening that. And for the first time tonight, the Robins defence just stood off, and that was all that Griffin needed.
Well, it was the sort of pass that Peter Sterling would have been proud of here. The Hull number 7, Mark Sneyd, just delays and delays, and it's soft with an invitation that he so often gave to his teammates when he played down at the Boulevard. Look, just delays, teases the defenders, and then the line run by Griffin back against the natural angle that people are moving towards the sideline. Most of play always goes out wide, but he runs back against that grain and almost without being touched puts it down here now, teasing the Hull KR supporters with a sarcastic little wave.
First try of the season, first try in 9 appearances in fact for Josh Griffin, because he ran into a bit of drought towards the end of last season. Couldn't get a try in the last 8 games. So he's off the mark for this campaign. And Hull FC have extended their advantage, and there's a bit of daylight between the two sides for probably the first time in the game, I think. The FC fans saluting their heroes. Mark Sneyd, that was his first derby try we saw just a short time ago. He's got lots of points through the boot, but that was the first time he'd crossed the whitewash in a Hull derby, and Sneyd has added 2 more. 24-16.
Well, Ben Crooks, the Hull KR winger, has been trying to rally his troops, and there's his dad sat in the stands in a Hull FC jacket.
Just bears it out, doesn't it?
Families divided. Yeah. There you go. You can't even support your own son at a game. Wow, what's the world coming to?
You might be in that position one day. There is Ben Crooks. 4-try start to the season for him against Leeds, and equalling the Rovers' record of tries in a Super League match. Now then, can the Robins find a way back into this contest? Are Hull FC in the last 16 minutes going to ram home this advantage?
Sartai and Sauer causing some problems, aren't they? You've been asked to do an awful lot of work. You can see the defensive line just quite isn't set. You've got some men going up, some men sitting in a pocket. They are tired. They're trying to wrestle those bigger plays to the ground.
Here's Scott Taylor, FC approaching the halfway line. 4th tackle that was. And the Robins need to regroup. They've still got time. Sneyd, the kick, bounces up nicely for Minikin.
Well, they need some of their outside backs now coming in, helping the forwards, making big meters then. From the kick-off, Hull FC just marching the Robins down towards their own try line.
Need a penalty.
Yeah, they need something to get out of trouble. You can see that winger Crooks, he's in there, he's trying to get a penalty. Hadley now with a carry off the run.
Big defence, though, from big men. Big hit there, and the referee, I think, is going to bring him back. There's a penalty.
Yeah, the late hit.
Was it Lingy? No, it wasn't.
Sartai.
Sartai, it was.
Yeah. Said before that when you go at the line, like Lawler did, then he gets whacked. Wow, there's some whiplash in this here, look. He relaxes, bang.
Feels like that's more than just a penalty, doesn't it?
And I think Robert Hicks knows that.
Mate, okay, but the tackle is still late. You've got to be more careful and time it better.
Settles for a word of warning. There might yet be more to come about that.
Yeah, he hits him, doesn't he? Says to the referee, I'm sorry, sir, it was an accident.
Well, they've got just less than 15 minutes and they have to score twice.
We said they needed a penalty. They've got just that. Can they trouble the Hull FC defence? Here is Harvey Livett, try scorer in the first half. Big effort from him. Daniel Murray.
Move together, back!
Murray is tackled.
Chris, go!
Elliot Minchella, Kyle Trout now. Trout onto Ellis. Ellis looping pass over the top to Minikin. Minikin, legs driving. 6 or 7 metres away from that Hull FC line. A try now for the Robins, and the contest opens up again. The ball is knocked on, is it? It's 6 to go, says the referee.
Well, don't panic. I just thought that they were going to just kick the ball again then when it came down to Linnett.
Kane Linnett it is, playing the ball. Livett. Lawler! Always punches above his weight, George Lawler. Minchella's... Oh, Murray puts it down.
As
What
the
an
season
opportunity.
progresses, if Elliot Minchella's going to play more at hooker, then he's going to have to improve that passing accuracy. I mean, Hull have done remarkably well. Without Matt Parcello, you would say is the #1 hooker. They've probably got the #3 hooker on, really, in Minchella, but that pass then has really taken the pressure off. I think added so much relief for Hull. Compound that with a penalty.
Yeah. Hull FC let off the hook in front of a big crowd here at the KCOM Stadium tonight. 19,500 in the ground for this contest, and they have got value for money. This has been a rip-roaring Hull derby that is not settled yet. Hull FC might have the advantage, but they're not home and dry. We have seen this before in Hull derbies. But Hull Kingston Rovers needed to keep possession then. That was a big opportunity. They got 6 to go.
Well, they're in the driving seat so far here, and as Jake Connor comes up with a big
Connor's
step.
burst. Connor is free. Connor gets the pass away. It pops up, and Lingy Sow is there. He keeps it alive. Scott Taylor is tackled, says the referee. Hoping that he could have got away with that, Taylor, but Taylor plays the ball. Back across the field they come with Lingy Sow. And the referee says he was held, play the ball. Hull FC just happy to have things up at this end of the field. They'll be content to keep the Robins there. Livett did well there to scoop that ball up and then bring the ball away for a few yards, few precious yards.
You know, a play like that from Harvey Livett just keeps them in the game. If they were tackled behind the line, it would have been another set of 6. He come up with the ball, he scoops it up, he makes some yards, like Dean Hadley's trying to do exactly the same here.
They need some magic. We saw magic from the Robins with that Ben Crooks try. That was unbelievable. What was it, Phil? 10 passes for that Ben Crooks try. We need, or they need, rather, the Robins need something like that now. Sean Kenny-Dowell manages to get the offload away. Ellis.
Well, they're going back to the same side, Bill.
Murray. Kane Linnett. Linnett keeps it alive. Murray manages to squirt the ball out. It's 6 to go, says the referee. There was an FC hand in there.
Well, it seems desperation from both sides.
Hadley it was. Crooks. Crooks picks up and scampers. Spun to the ground. Shaw's tackle. Savelio out there. Minchella onto Murray. Murray. Savelio and Connor with the tackle. Plenty in the bag. That's 2 gone this set of 6. Livett. Ellis running it. Haven't seen him take on the defence too many times tonight, Jamie Ellis. Minchella's pass. Here is Mulhern now. Shoulder to the wheel for Rob Mulhern. And that's a penalty. So they've had 6 to go. Penalty. Can they capitalise? A hand in there.
A quick tap here.
It's Lawler. FC back on their own try line. Anxious from the FC supporters. Harvey Livette, the pass is behind, but it's picked up by Briley. Briley has got good footwork, but Houghton makes the tackle. Top tackler in Super League, just shading Luke Yates last season, Houghton. Here's Lawler again. Busy George Lawler. Strength from Lingy Tao and Scott Taylor to stop his progress. Minchella, change of direction, but the ball goes to ground, to the jubilation of the FC supporters.
Well, you could see what he was trying to do, and he steps out to the right-hand side of the ruck, and then he brings Murray back. He's hoping to drag those Hull FC defenders across, that then opens up the space.
Meanwhile, the noise you can hear is to greet Mahe Fonua, the return of a hero. Second spell at the club.
Massive
for the powerhouse player.
Massive favourite, isn't he? 2 years here at Hull FC in 2 Super League dream scenes. Quality player.
Yeah, went back to the NRL, joined the West Tigers, but was then lured back to East Yorkshire to rejoin Hull FC. So a second home debut for Mahe Fonua.
And playing in the left centre position most of his time. He was obviously a very successful winger when he was here last. One spot in from that at the moment.
Could just be too much for the Robins to handle. Weary side. It's been a massive effort from these two teams.
When you think about that kick, the penalty conversion that hit the upright, real turning point in the game. Can Hull put them to bed?
Shaw stepping. Still trying to offload. Evades the clutches. Gets out of the tackle. Still going Jamie Shaw.
Oh, Daniel Murray took one from his teammate Lawler then.
Yeah, Lawler is still down, and Sneed puts the kick in. Savelio gets the try. His dream team rating might go up here if it is awarded. Was he onside?
Got no try.
No try, says Robert Hicks.
Well, just checking upstairs with the video ref if he is onside. He's an athlete, he's big, he's powerful. Well, Mark Sneed goes at the line. He's just off, yeah. Just off. The man who was a thorn in Leeds side
last week. Hard to tell from that angle though, Terry, isn't it?
I don't know, Phil, I think he's off there.
Yeah, but do you agree it is hard to tell from that angle, from behind? It's impossible to tell from that angle, Terry. I'm not trying to be argumentative.
No, I think he's offside.
Well, we haven't looked at the grounding. He's going to stay on 85,000 by the sound of things, Andre Savelio. No try. Chris Kendall very quick to assess that. Phil Clark not so certain.
Well, it just adds to the controversy. We've got VAR, I've got it in soccer, football I should say. And even in rugby from that angle it is hard to tell. And anyway, it's a relief for Hull. Keeps them alive. There is time for them still to do something spectacular here. Sean Kenny-Dowell knows they've got to take it to opponents here. We have seen back-to-back tries in rugby league. It often happens. They just need to find the first one and then hope for the best.
24-16, 7 minutes just about on the clock. Here's Briley. Oh, Daniel Murray off the field, head cut. It was that clash with Lawler. There's Lawler with his strapped. So Daniel Murray has come off worst. Here's Litton back on the field. Mulhern. Rovers trying to the last. Hull FC not exactly clinging on, but if they allow the Robins another way through, they'll be feeling a little bit jumpy. Crooks. Tuimavave with the tackle. Savelio there as well. thought he'd got the try, Andre Cervello.
Minikin calling for it over on the right-hand side here.
Livette's little kick. Livette will chase. Oh, and he's grounded just before Harvey Livette could get there. It was Lingy Sao who managed to get it down. Very nearly a second for Harvey Livette. He has had a stormer tonight.
Yeah, he has. He's been good, kicking game good. Sao really strong carrying the ball, but he shows how good he is defensively as well. And his game awareness to get back and cover that kick. Covered a lot of ground in this game, Sao.
So Sneed with the goal line dropout. Whoa, that's a big kick. Look at that. That's what you need. And inviting Hull Kingston Rovers to bring it a long, long way. And just 6 minutes on the clock now, and just not surprisingly, there's some tired bodies out there.
Yeah, it's been an immense derby, hasn't it? Can't be any one-up carries here. It's got to be attacking plays. There goes Litton.
Litton with the run.
Wow,
good break
quick
from Ches Litton. Hull FC can't rest on their laurels here. Here's Ellis. Ellis to Lawler. Lawler. He's not the biggest, but he plays in a variety of positions. George Lawler, front row. Hooker. Livette once more. It's a penalty. Offside.
Well, they're getting some chances. Andre Cervello, the man who's been penalised by the referee, Robert Hicks.
Litton with the tap. Here is Ellis now. Ellis on for Brierley. Brierley. They've come back with Matty Staunton now. Just 20 years of age, Staunton, former Bradford Bulls player. What an experience this will be for him. Litton's pass. Come on, you Hull, say the FC fans, urging their side to hold out. Minchella offroads to Litton. Litton, booming pass. Hadley, blood streaming from his nose, trying to find a way through his former club's defence. Litton bumps into Bowden, gets the pass away. It's Mulhern who is held up just short of the try line. FC fans urging their side to hold out. Litton, little kick from Litton. Oh, great goalkeeping from Mark Sneed to go down on that ball.
Yeah, he was in the box, wasn't he? Straight down on it, Mark Sneed. Oh, just too eager. Hull KR got off the line quick, stood in front of the referee, Robert Hicks. He had warned them that they need to make sure that they're on with him. Letting he gets out, he looks to put it to the forwards around the middle. He decides to go back to the short side. He kicks it through. The man who's just kicked the ball out of touch there, Mark Sneed, drops on the ball.
Hull FC just a few minutes now away from back-to-back wins at the start of the season. It's a while since they won the opening 2 rounds. 2016 was the last time they got back-to-back wins at the start of the campaign, and they have got a massive game next time out. Hull FC, Lee Radford's side, up against the champion St Helens. Sunday week for that one. And a week before, Saints face the Roosters in the World Club Challenge. Here's Mahe Whenua, looking for a way through the Robins defence. They're not going to allow him that glory. 3 minutes to go. Sneed short pass. Will he try and just tag one on here, Sneed? No, they're going to go with Connor. Connor's pass is behind Shaw, so Shaw will have to circle round and bring it back towards the middle of the field. Lingy Sao it is, tackled. Wholehearted effort. And Sneed will go for one now, and Sneed will get it, and will settle the issue surely here.
Well, the 1 point gives them 2 points on the league table. But I think it also does really is it means that when these sides next meet, Good Friday, April the 10th, I'm certain here that the supporters we've witnessed here tonight will want to be there to see that the Hull KR on the home ground can get closer than they have here tonight. I'm sure the ticket demand for that game here now, after what we've seen here, possibly the try of the season from Hull KR so far, a very brave effort from them. This kick won't quite go far enough. The referee will award a penalty now to Hull on the halfway line. It has to travel 10 metres. We've seen a Rugby League Classic here to start 2020 between two teams with a brilliant history and a great modern-day attitude to playing the game as fast and freely as it possibly can.
Yeah, they had to try that.
Maybe there's a lot of pundits looking at this. Peter Sterling, Lee Crooks.
They've enjoyed this one.
You know, a lot of pundits would have tipped Hull KR to finish bottom of the Super League. Well, I may be having second thoughts now. It wasn't a fluke last week against Wakefield. What they've done today against a team that's fancied to be up there challenging to get to the grand final come October.
Josh Jones, it was playing the ball. Scott Taylor, Mark Sneed having a big game. I wonder if the presence of Peter Sterling might have just lifted him in front of the big man, the great man. Hull looking for the decisive try. The game is theirs. Connor and his Fanua. Oh, the crowd just wanted it. That would have been the icing on the cake for the black and whites. Little kick over the dead ball line. Lytton nowhere to go. And the man he was understudy to, Danny Houghton, makes sure that is as far as Jez Lytton is going.
And on his little apprentice, he comes from behind Jez Lytton, thinks he's going to get back over the try line. They go short here, Hull KR.
And it's now Largo who picks it up, flings the ball back inside, but it's Ben Crooks who picks it up.
We just can't break free. Savelio, we're looking for the penalty, Ben Crooks.
FC have got the win. Hull Kingston Rovers have probably got the try of the season already. Only 2 rounds gone, but that'll take some beating, that try from Ben Crooks.
It has been a brilliant game. I don't think many anticipated it, Bill.
The crowd counting down. The flares go on the sidelines. Peter Sterling and Lee Crooks rise to salute. Well, Hull FC and Hull Kingston Rovers. Lee Radford satisfied with a 25-16 win. Tony Smith's side did themselves proud here tonight. What an epic derby match this was. Lived up to expectations. Hull FC never having things their own way in the whole 80 minutes.